This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler has a new proposal to crack down on homeless camping. Coming up, we'll cover how it's different from the daytime camping ban that city commissioners approved less than a year ago.
And razor clam season is well underway. Wildlife officials in Washington are keeping an eye on the species for toxins that could put the season on hold. Ahead on Sunrise, exactly how scientists and state officials are trying to keep people safe and the tourism industry as well.
Also coming up this half hour, a family's car was stolen earlier this week with their service dog inside. We'll explain how they got their car and their dog back with a little help from the community and social media.
Oh, glad that dog got back to its owners. Okay, happy Friday to you. Glad you're here with us. Rod, I'm looking already forward to next week because it's going to be sunny, but right now it's rainy, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Always interested to know what people are looking forward to.
I know.
You,
forward
Rod.
to the sun.
All right.
You.
Sun.
Right now, it's pretty dry out there, really. We've got a shower offshore. We've got one south of Newport. We've had some showers past through Astoria. But other than that, it's the driest morning we've had in the last few anyway. Temperatures are chilly. Last early evening, late afternoon, the Weather Service popped up a frost advisory for this morning, not including the main downtown Portland metro area, but much of the Willamette Valley. And right now on this map, everybody's holding above, but Forest Grove and Hillsborough at 35. Now we're looking at some freezing numbers. There's Dallas at 30, Sheridan 31. Again, Corvallis was freezing earlier. Estacada's at 34. So a reminder, we're not quite out of that frosty season yet. 42, well above freezing out at the airport. The shower chance continues today. Not much total rain and less rain than yesterday in the afternoon should allow temperatures to be warmer. 51 at noon, 57 for today's high. Here's Chris.
You mentioned frost. How about some snow right up in the Cascades? This is the live look at Government Camp, Highway 26, just shy of 4,000 feet here. It is snow covered, and to Rod's point, snow levels down to around 2,000 feet at times today. The rest of us, not looking bad. I-5 up through North Portland. That looks good. We'll switch gears. We'll take you down to Wilsonville. This is the northbound commute from the Boone Bridge. That is also in pretty good shape this morning. Heads up from TriMet this weekend. A week-long Max Blue Line disruption on the east side commences on Sunday, April 7th. They're going to be doing some track work on the east side. So starting Sunday and for a week, TriMet will be using shuttle buses to serve those Blue Line stations between East 172nd Avenue and Civic Drive. Christine?
Yeah, good to know. Thank you, Chris. Portland's controversial daytime camping ban is still tied up in court, so city leaders are now pivoting to a different proposal.
So this new proposal includes new restrictions for campers and penalties for anyone who refuses available shelter space. KGW's John Adams is covering the story for us in the newsroom. Good morning there, John.
Good morning, guys. Well, we spoke to Mayor Ted Wheeler on Thursday about his proposal. He called the ordinance a sliver of a much larger strategy to address homelessness. Now, this proposal would replace last year's daytime camping ban, which remains tied up in court. The proposal defines camping and where it's prohibited, including when tents block sidewalks, ADA ramps, and businesses. Law enforcement will also be given authority to issue fines and potentially jail time to campers who refuse shelter space, but only if that space is available. The ordinance would also make it unlawful to access private property, start fires, and build up garbage or debris, among other things. Wheeler said involving law enforcement is a last-ditch effort for those who don't want help.
The public wants us to create a humane approach that connects people to services, but they also want us, and they have a right to expect, that we will maintain public safety in the public right-of-way. And this set of tools allows us to do that.
Opponents of the new proposal have concerns over what is defined as a reasonable shelter alternative for campers, and they question involving law enforcement in the process. City Council will consider the proposal for the first time 2 weeks from today. Drew?
All right, John Adams reporting from our newsroom this morning. Meanwhile, a new affordable housing complex will have its grand opening in Southeast Portland later this morning at 11 o'clock. This video here was shot during construction of the Canopy Apartments on Powell Boulevard last year. The building is about 12 minutes from downtown and has 169 units. It also features a courtyard with a playground, a dog wash area, and a donation pantry for residents to share food.
A Portland firefighter is set to get sentenced later this morning in Multnomah County Court. A jury found him guilty of kidnapping a man who burglarized his South Portland hemp shop back in 2021. Prosecutors say Douglas Borland, who joined the Portland Fire Bureau in 2008, was selling the man marijuana under the table. After investigators say the man burglarized Borland's business, Borland is accused of kidnapping the man and locking him in a shipping container in Estacada. A bystander caught it on camera and reported it to police. A kidnapping charge in Oregon can carry a penalty of nearly 7 years.
We now know, what led up to a shooting at a Salem park that left one man dead and another man injured. This happened yesterday morning, early, around 3 a.m., near the north end of Wallace Marine Park in Salem. Police believe an argument started between two homeless men over their property. During the argument, police say one of the men fired a gun, killing 29-year-old Charlie Hodges. Another man, 25 years old, was also injured. One resident we talked to feels that the city has done a great job cleaning up trash from around the park and surrounding homeless camps, but says more officers are still needed to keep this area safe.
The city council needs to come out and actually look at what they're doing to our city, because it's going to end up just like Portland if they don't change their game plan. Because the officers book the people, and then they release them before the cops even get out of there.
Wallace Marine Park was closed, but it's back open now. So far, no one has been arrested, and we will have more on the story for you coming up next hour.
Let's talk politics for a moment. A coalition called Uncommitted Oregon is launching a campaign to pressure the president to support an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. This push is similar to what we've seen in places like Michigan, with supporters planning to write Uncommitted on the May primary ballot. Yesterday, the president told Israel's prime minister that future U.S. support will depend on Israel taking new steps to protect civilians and aid workers. The White House says Israel will reopen a crossing into northern Gaza to allow aid to get in.
Oregon Senator Tim Knopp, who represents Bend, is stepping down as the state's Senate Republican leader. Starting April 15th, Senator Daniel Bonham, who represents the Dalles, will take over that lead. Both Knopp and Bonham were among the 10 senators who racked up too many unexcused absences during last year's walkouts and are now disqualified from re-election under voter-approved Measure 113. In a statement, Bonham said if it weren't for that ballot measure, Senate Republicans would not have made this leadership change. Bonham was elected to the legislature last year and can remain in office until January of 2027. Knopp's term, meanwhile, ends in January of 2025.
Okay, we are taking a step up onto the mountain.
Big step.
A big step, yeah. Look outside from our Timberline Skycam, a little snow on the roof there. Rod, what are we expecting up on the mountain?
Well, they picked up 6 inches of timberline since yesterday afternoon. Meadows reports 3, Government Camp reports 2. Probably flurries to maybe a couple inches during the day. Today it's cold up there. Temperatures are in the teens. And of course it's the Friday of spring break for Washingtonians, and at least there's some fresh powder up there.
Yeah.
Here's a look at the satellite picture. Once again, we have this thicker moisture flow across central and eastern areas in terms of cloud cover, and then the moisture itself is pretty much hugging the Idaho border. Other than that, we're pretty dry right now. Some scattered showers. Been toying with the coast a little bit. Again, there's that rain that's just passed through Astoria. It's a chilly morning. A reminder, if you're just getting up, we actually have a frost advisory for much of the Willamette Valley this morning and parts of southwestern Washington. Now, freezing temperatures are spotty, but they are around. And Salem's at 36, and there's Eugene at 33. 28 over in Bend and 36 out in Baker City. The overall temperature forecast for today here on the west side will be a little bit warmer than yesterday. Yesterday, Portland only had a high of 49 degrees in the afternoon. We're at least up into the 50s today. Here's Futurecast. This is meant to be kind of a movie to help you plan your day or figure out how it's going to play out. There's some showers mainly along the coast. So if this is correct, there's very limited and maybe no rain at all during the main commute hours this morning in Salem, Portland, and up into the Longview area. Here's the 1:30 this afternoon, though. Now showers are picking up this afternoon. That wave passes. Snow still down between 2,000 and 3,000 feet, sticking in the Cascades. This does show some drying this evening. And then we wake up tomorrow morning, could be raining at the coast, dry up and down Portland. I think this is correct. And then as we go into the afternoon, this next wave of moisture increases. The wettest part of your weekend looks to be tomorrow afternoon into the evening. There's actually a weak front that comes through. Still quite a few showers around tomorrow evening at 8:30. And then Sunday we get back into just a few scattered showers around a mostly light precipitation chances. The moisture chance will end, it looks like, Sunday night, and then we springboard into that dry weather next week starting right off the bat on Monday. Here's a wider futurecast look. A reminder, we actually have a winter storm warning out in the blues for snow out this way. But taken as a whole, it's really pretty dry across much of our state today, including you folks over in Central Oregon. Most of the precip numbers you're looking at here is what comes in tomorrow afternoon into the evening. This shows upwards of a 1/2 inch at the coast and maybe 1/4 inch or slightly more in parts of the Willamette Valley. The modeling has been running way too wet overall in terms of what we've actually been picking up. Mid-50s today will feel better than yesterday. Yesterday was upper 40s to like 50, 51 across most areas. This shows 57 in Battleground, the same in Portland. 54 tomorrow with the showers increasing afternoon to the evening. Back to a few showers. Sunday looks a lot like today, by the way. And then we go dry Monday. Now, we could end up seeing a lot of mid to high level cloudiness Monday that would make the eclipse viewing disappointing. Remember, we're hoping to get about a 20% view of the totality of the eclipse on Monday. Then after that, though, we stay sunny and warmer, 70s on Wednesday and Thursday. That's your forecast. And by the way, I do love razor clams.
I was going to ask you, Rob,
I love razor clams.
What season are we in?
Right now?
Yes.
We're looking into that. We'll have a report on that at 6 o'clock today.
Well, you could say we're in razor clam season.
Oh, we're in razor clam season.
Since you mentioned the clams.
It was a weather question.
We are talking razor clams. We're actually talking about the intersection of modern science with traditional clamming practices when it comes to harvesting this savory shellfish. I cannot say that fast. Must slow down the words. Savory shellfish discussion next on Sunrise.